Welcome YouTube EDA customer. This YouTube video will explain about how to add the new column or update a one Varchar column length on existing EDA file. So there is most of the EDA customer will have a situation I'd like to add additional or one or two column to the existing EDA file. How can you do it? So first, you might have a two way to add the new columns. So one might be using called auto EDA map function or using EDA convert function. So first one, you can run auto.edmap command on the existing EDA file without do the reconversion process. But they have some limitation to allow you to modify your schema. Most of the case, you using default, you don't have a choice. You must be run EDA conversion to do the reconversion process. So most of situations three. The first one, if your EDA schema mapping option using the whole record option, yes, then you can change the using alter EDA map function without do the reconversion process. Or you without some data, you don't need to store the non-conforming record to set no, so you have option to change it. But unfortunately, most of the EDA customer using the third option is by default one. You will store non-conforming records, so you cannot use in the EDA auto map function. So they have a three file. I will show you to explain to you. The first one is the prop price A is most case for EDA customer. But prop price B and C is a special case to allow you to change the schema without do the EDA reconversion process. The first one, I'll just give you an example. If you have an auction, is the whole record is yes, so whole data, even the conforming, non-conforming data, it will store the whole record information in the map_u2 field column. So this case, it will allow you, for example, for this case, I want to add additional called new field, and I can use in auto.edmap command to add the new field without do the reconversion process. The other using you don't need to store any kind of non-conforming data. So for this case, you store is no non-conforming data, so it allow you to add the new field without do the reconversion process. The third option is most of the default option. So when you do this option by default, because you have some field is non-conforming data installed in the map_u2 field columns, so you won't allow you to run the auto.eda map option. You must be do the EDA convert option may be forced to do the reconversion process. So for the default one, most of if your file is not really big, sometimes using the reconversion process is fine, because it will take additional step to copy original table data become _EDA safe on the remote server like a SQL Server, MySQL. If you have one file become 10 SQL table, so you will do the same thing for rename everything become the EDA safe. Then you will create a brand new table. This table will be with the new schema in the new field. So after you get it, then basically on the remote server, we do the using the SQL join function to copy all the data back to the new product price A table. So sometimes it take a long time, longer than original conversion process. So the second option, you might be say, hey, it's too long, so I want to redo the conversion on the original universal unit data file. So you just need to rename previous the EDA file to something backup, and you just rename the .eda save file is original data back to the is the regular original universe file to do the reconversion process. Sometimes the second option is faster than the first option. On this video, I will explain another situation and allow you to solve when your data file is really big file. So sometimes you don't want to do the reconversion process; it takes too long. So just give you example. For my demo, I using 100 sample data, but real data it might be 1 million records. But you only have a very limited non-conforming data. So for this situation, how can you to do the EDA conversion? So for the first example, I show you called SALESDATAX EDA file. Basically, this one is no non-conforming data. So it lets the process make a little bit simple way to do the conversion. So you would need to have another file called SALESDATANEW. And this one it will include additional new field. For example, for my demo, it will be DESCX2, and also have a ship address 2 is a mother value field. So after you do the conversion, you just you change your VOC entry to a new table, new file called SALESDATAXNEW file is the new file. So you just from the universe file itself, you will read everything is come to SALESDATANEW EDA file. So here just another example. If you call using SALESDATA EDA file, this one a little bit different because this file have 4 non-conforming data. So how can you deal with this kind of data? You might be need to additional step. I have another tool called EDA Check X tool. You can verify first before you do any conversion. So basically, this demo will show you you need to copy some non-conforming data I've stored in the backup temporary file. So when I store there, then I can do the data file is no non-conforming data, just like the previous one. And after that, you only need to deal with the small non-conforming data and just copy from the backup file and then override the original data. So whole schema, whole data will become everything is clean. So last situation is a lot of customer have some kind of situation, just some fear non-conforming record because the Varchar length too small. So in this situation, you don't need to do the non-conforming process. You only need to update your remote SQL Server the column length a little bit longer, and you just copy from your backup data. Everything became everything is no non-conforming data. So next step, I will using couple of file to demo all the situation, like using product price B to demo the whole record yes auction. The other like product price C is another auction. Product price A is by a standard default auction. Then you another option are using 3 different files to show you how to deal with the new column or a Varchar length issue. So I need to sample data to work with this situation. The first one I like to create called product price. I already create a basic program. This basic program is pretty simple. Basically, just create a product price. B, some set up the dictionary and set up the some sample data. So after I create it, so some data already there. So we can try to delete it. So for example, delete. So I can delete original one. Okay. So I can rerun the process again. So I will create a brand new the product price B. So you can take a look the example. Just to give you an example. So for this one, only 3 records. So last one, only one is non-conforming data. So after I create it, I need to using EDA Schema Manager tool to do the conversion. So here's the EDA. I already set up all EDA environment. So I take a look to new create a file. I call product price B. So we take a look. So I created called product price B. So I already before I already generate the schema to maybe called product price B. So let's just create a schema. For this one, I already set up the auction is yes. So when I do the conversion, so only 3 records. So after converted, we take a look the list the SQL Server 2019. So I just edit. So you would generate called product price B.B. So they have called product PROD. Yep, this one. So you will see only 3 records. It's pretty simple. Let's just one. So this already conversion. I already add the new field. So supposedly I should be do the again. So if I change it back to the schema, so it should be delete. So this one should be original sample. So I can so back to the original. So original back to I can refresh. So that's the original EDA file without the new field. So how can I add the new field to list the particular product price B? So you go back to the EDA Schema Manager. This one is a new field, so you can put here, and just basically just save it. So basically you can save it. So after you say this, the new schema change, so you have option. You see this of another option called EDA alter, or you can run a command or from the EDA schema manager tool. So definitely you can run this force to run EDA convert, but this one it will do the EDA reconversion process. But if your data file is really big, you don't want it. You just want to using the EDA alter option to change your schema, just make it a little bit faster on your big data file. So you see the alter table is successful. So if you are successful, we go back to the SQL Server. So you refresh. So you can select. So you will see the new field here. So basically, it just changed the schema. The second one I like to show you is another option. It's called product price C. So it's very similar. So we can take a look. The same situation is same sample data. So it's the same data, but you this time is mapping option is different. If you go to the EDA schema manager tool, so we can close this one. You can take a look at this one. So so you can take a look. See the list price B. Oh, it should be this is called product price C auction. So we try to show you is a C auction. Product price C's. So we can product price C. So that is just a sample called product price C auction. So you need to refresh because I just created. So I need to run the refresh. So after refresh, I'm just looking for product price C. Yeah. So for this one, it's from beginning you don't have a new field. So basically, you need to do the conversion the first time. So because you don't store non-conforming data, so basically only 2 records will convert to the SQL Server. So you see only 2 records. So 1 record is not there. It's fine. So if you go back, because this option is the non-conforming record is known. So if you go to the remote SQL Server, you will see we need to look at the product price C table. So call this the previous one called product price C. So only two records. So this kind of situation, if you want to add additional one, so we can go back to add the schema. So you can put here, just new field. So after that you save it. When you try to do, you have so you have save it. You need to, after you change it, So that's the schema. So you have a new auction because it's no everything is no non-conforming data. Spheres table space. Okay. So for this situation, supposedly you should be have an auction called EDA alter function, and so you don't need to do the EDA conversion process. But definitely you can for situation you can do the EDA reconvert process. So first record it's not good, it's fine. So basically if you go back to the SQL Server side, so we can refresh. So you will see the new field. That's just for a product price C auction. So right now I want to show you is the standard one. So for the standard one, we can use in this one. Press A. So for this, we can see original data. So it's the same data, but a little bit different setting for if you using the EDA Schema Manager. So it will be need to refresh. Product price A. So here I need to delete this one. So that's the standard one by default conversion. So when I do this, save it. First time I convert the product price A to the SQL Server. So we have 3 records. So if you look at the SQL Server, that's the SQL Server. I need to refresh. If you look at the call product price A, because only 3 records, so it's 1 record is go to non-conforming data. So for this situation, you have 2 choices. One, you can edit and run the EDA conversion process. So for example, you can add the new column here and just save it and run the you can force you can run the you don't have a choice to run EDA alter. You only can run the called EDA convert auction. So basically you can do this way. So it's reconvert. So this situation you can take a look on the SQL Server. This one, yeah, it's already have a new field here. So it's allow you to do the EDA reconversion process. But sometimes you don't want to do this way. So because when your data is really big and too many association, and this reconvert process will take too long or more than original conversion process. So for this situation, sometimes you want to do the another way. So for example, for this one, here's the original universe account. So this way called product price A. So you will store here. So basically, you can rename it. So for example, For right now, maybe not allow you to remake. Oh, it's okay. So after this one is original data file. So I can do this way. So I put the original universe file back. So this situation, I can do the conversion process. Just run the same step and just EDA convert. It basically is convert original Unidata or universe file to the remote SQL Server. So it's just the same thing. So next step I will show you is another situation. I need to create a sample data file. So sample one. This is just a basic program. Basic program actually okay. So I cannot create it because some garbage is still there. So I can, before I want to do the conversion, so I delete that file. SALESDATAX. Okay, delete file. X new. So I'm able to delete because I'm some file I left on the previous testing. So I can take a look. I call sales data. Call sales data X. Basically called D sales data. D sales data sales. It's possible it's VOC file. It just VOC file is already here, so I can delete sales data X new. So it's there. I can delete. So another is called a backup, maybe AE sales data X VAK. So it's nothing there, so it's fine. I cleaned the original garbage file, so I can run again. So this demo, I create couple file, only two file. One is called sales data X, one is called sales data X new. So I can show you the file. So that's the 100 sample data, and also have one sample called sales data new. Yeah, sample new. So this one basically is no data there. It's complete empty. So first, I need to convert using the EDA Schema Manager tool to do the conversion. So I need to refresh because data. I need every time I do the conversion. So make sure I'm using call sales data X. Sales data X, this one schema. So this is original schema. So I need to convert to the SQL Server. So that's a 100 records. It's everything is no non-conforming data. So sometimes you can run the command to make sure. So for example, you can, after you convert it, so when you convert it, you can run select this command to check anything is no is 0. So after this, I want to add the two new fields to this the sales data X file, but you won't allow you to change it. So you can create almost the same new on the called sales data X new. So if you show you the schema, so this one basically is complete same sales data X file. Only additional is one here, another is here. I add additional two fields, this one and this one. So these two fields I add it. So when you do this way, I need to also convert it. So you can convert, because this is the dummy file. It's no data inside this this file. So basically, I do the conversion. So it's no data conversion. So from SQL Server side, for my sample, my test case. So for this one, I have for called sales data X, this one. So here is the sales data X file. It's everything, not state, called sales data X. I need to refresh. Called sales data X. So this one. This one have a 100 records here, but another one is a new. You see the new sales data new. Is this one? It's no data here. So we want to copy for my example, because the this sales data X will create a two field. So that's another mother value field. So that's a mother value field. So that's two table, both have changed, because I want to add additional one to here to add an additional new column on the mother value field. So they will became called sales new. This one, you see the schema. They have additional column to add to mother value field. So I want to copy the data from original table to the new one. So sometimes it's easy on the SQL Server side. It's pretty faster than you think. So I can edit. So that's just conversion. So just move from insert to the sales data new from the original sales data X, because it's 2. It's also I update the 2 field. So you can that's another one. So basically I just convert it. So basically, new sales data new is the with new data on the. So if you look at the sales data X original, so if you check sales data X, so this one still using original one, the table. So we need to switch to another one to new. So I want to update it to become to change to update sales data Varchar file became new one. So I can using another command called update Varchar. So basically, I will update because the sales data new, the file is called, sometimes it's based on the system account name. So sometimes it will change it to sales data 000, but basically it's the same. So after this, I change it to, so you can take a look. So here's the new Varchar file entry. It's just the same sales data X new. So if you right now you display sales data X, it will show you it's a new field like a DSC. That's the new column on the single value. Another new column field on the sales shipping address SS2 new column on the new EDA file. So this one just no non-conforming data. If have I will show next one is regarding to if some have non-conforming data, how can you solve the problem? So I want to so you will create this one a little bit different. I create 3 files. One file is original file. So that's the original file. But this file have a 4 non-conforming data. So for this situation, and I also have this one. It's just the same, but you have additional new column on the sales data new, and also have a backup. So I have BAK. So this one backup, I try to back up all the non-conforming data to the backup file. It's just small. So this kind of situation, you will see how can I to make a sales data Y work. So first, I need to convert sales data Y to the SQL Server. So after I create a file, I need to refresh. So from this one, I can sales data Y. So this one is just original one. So for this one, I want to couple item like here item name is the 10. Maybe your system is bigger, but I intentional to demo. I intentional to set a shorter length, and DSX 10, and everything just make it shorter. It's 20. So after I do the conversion, you can see some data is a non-conforming data. So for example, there's a 104 records. They will contain 4 non-conforming data in the system. So that's 104. So I have another tool called EDA So I show you this the EDA X tool. So if I check the called the sales Y. So this is a situation. If I check, you will see some data need to edit. So for example, it will tell you some location need to set a little bigger. Item level 4 column let's need to change it, make it longer, so it will become every record it's right without a non-conforming data. So for this kind of situation, you need to do the couple process. So first, you need to copy original data from here. I can show you. The first, because this, if you count data Y, it's 104 records. And 4 record is a non-conforming. So how can I deal with this issue? So I need to select. So I want to copy this 4 record to the backup file. So yes. So I copy 4 non-conforming records to the backup file, and I like to delete 4 non-conforming data. So after so this right now, if you count it, so this 100 record, everything is conforming data. So for this situation, I can do the conversion for the run the EDA schema manager. So you can do this. So for this one, because on the previous we already know the size, the field, the setting. So for right now, you will see that's for sales data Y new. So this kind of situation, you can easy to check. So right now I can follow the suggestion to increase item line name to 36, and this one is 35, and you see. So this one, item 1 is longer with 58, and this one is 82, and this one is just new. I put 80. So after this, so I can convert it. So it's just a new write schema, but you need to do the similar, just like a previous step. To right now, working is the for sales data Y. So I need to refresh. So right now I need to because the sales data Y. Sales data Y. Sales data Y. This one should be 100 records. So you see, it's 100 record. Everything is the conforming data. The other 4 record is stored in the backup file. So for this file, I can do the same thing to copy all the So I can put the new. So this one. So basically I can run here another. Yeah. So this is copy about 100 breaker to the new sales Y new table. So after this, the 100 conforming data, the next step you need to copy from convert the backup. So you can run the command. So here's the command and the universe command. You basically just copy all the non-conforming data back to the sales data new. So that's just only 4 records. So right now should be for the sales data Y new. So right now it's 100 records. So all this data, it will be, if you look at the all 100 records, is any non-conforming data? So everything is conforming data. So after this, you still need to change the voc entry. Using the basic program to update the cd voc sales data Y. So it will reverse back to point to sales data new table. So for this situation, if you look at the sales data Y, so this data all every record is conforming data. The last demo will show you is regarding to update Varchar. So I need to create another sample file using called sales data Z. So this just the sample records. So from this file, I show you list called sales data Z. It's just the same thing. It's same thing like a 104 records. So by default, if you do the conversion, so you will see I need to use in the EDA schema manager. So for the Z, so I need to refresh. So refresh. So I call one sales data Z. So from this data, I already intentionally to set some data length shorter. For example, like item name, only set 10. And if you set the DESCX is also 10, and so this item 1 is 20, ship address is 20. So when you do this conversion, some data will become non-conforming data. So from this, same thing, I have 104 records. So how can I deal with? I don't want to do the reconversion process. Just want to update the Varchar length. So basically, I have 100 records for. If you look at the list, so if I only have 4 non-conforming data. So I want to copy this non-conforming data to the the backup file. So I copy to the BAK file. So yes. So I copy for non-conforming record to the backup file. So after that, I can select again. Then I want to delete it. Yes. So I after delete. So if you look at the count, so it's 100 record. All 100 record is a conforming data. So after this, and all I need to do is update a SQL Server site. So right now, if you look at the setting, everything I need to refresh. So if you look at the non-conform is called sales data Y Z, basically it's Z. So here is the Z column. So you see only a very short 2010. It's very short. If you look at the field, it's 20. So this field, that your data is longer than this. So all I want to do is update it. So here's the syntax to update the column. So I want to change the column length, like item name to 36. Definitely you can put the longer. So if I do this, so all successful make longer. So after this, I want to copy back the original. Here's original data. I want to copy back to so only for non-conforming data. Copy back, and then you feel using the command to see is any non-conforming data. So it's still 0. So you already changed the data on the remote SQL server, but you can solve all the non-conforming data without do the reconversion process. Hopefully you can enjoy this YouTube video, and I can see you the next time. Thank you. You're watching.